Hello, good morning, investors and corporate. Welcome to Set Digital Roadshow Year-End 2022 Performance Review. This section will run about 45 minutes, including Q&A. The company will start the section by a 30-minute presentation, followed by 15-minute Q&A. And during Q&A, investor may leave your question in meeting room chat box or use raise your hand function. We will open your microphone so you can ask the question to the company directly. So may I now invite AAPICO HITECH Public Company Limited to start the presentation. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. Welcome all investors to AAPICO HITECH fourth quarter and full year 2022 earnings result digital roadshow. Today I'm virtually with Mr. Yep Soo Chuan, our President and CEO, and Ms. Yam Sin Ru, our CFO, also joined this meeting. And for the agenda today, we will start with company's general information, followed by financial performance and automotive industry overview, strategy and direction, electric vehicle, and ESG. AAPICO HITECH was established in 1996 and was listed on Stock Exchange of Thailand in 2002. And currently the major shareholders is Mr. Yep Soo Chuan's group, who is our president and CEO and also the founder of the company, which currently holds 39.21% of the total share outstanding. We have 47 subsidiaries and associates companies around the world, divided into 33 companies in Thailand and 14 companies overseas. The company has three main businesses, which includes automotive part manufacturing business, which contributed around 73% of sales, car dealership business, which contributed around 27%, and IoT and connectivity business, which contributed less than 1%. We have received credit rating at BBB+ from Trace Rating with CG score of 5 stars and was selected to be in Thailand Sustainability Index. And we are also selected from Thaipat Institute to be in ESG 100 list for year 2022. And as of 20 of March 2023, we have the market capital of 10 billion baht. And we have operations in Thailand, Malaysia, China, Portugal, and India, and also the office in United Kingdom, Germany, Singapore, and Taiwan. And for the revenue by geography, for year 2022, revenue from Thailand operation contribute the most at 66%, followed by Portugal at 15%, Malaysia 15%, and China at 4%. And for 2022, our sales growth in Thailand was 43.4%, and Portugal at 10.4%, and Malaysia at 51.3%, and China at 15.4%. And our main business is automotive parts manufacturing business, which contributed around 73%. And our company and subsidiaries have operation based in Thailand, Portugal, and China. And we classify our automotive parts into 5 types, which include metal forming part, plastic part, forging part, machining parts, and casting parts, and also the tooling. The first 4 products are mass production product with high volume, and the tooling are low volume product, which will occur when there is a new model launch. And for our joint venture and technical partners, we have business partners that we have been business alliance for a long time, and most of them are the technology leaders of the product. Our partners are Mint, Sano, Sumino, HR, Lamtech, and etc. And Caltex is our technical partners for the fuel tanks. And for our customers, we manufacture automotive parts for almost all car manufacturers. And for year 2022, Isuzu, which we manufacture chassis frame, accounted for 39%, followed by Dana at 7%. AAT and Ford were at 5% each. For our dealership business, this business contributed around 27% of sales, and we have operation based in Thailand and Malaysia. In Thailand, we have Mitsubishi, Ford, Mazda, and MG, and in Malaysia, we have Honda and Proton. And for sales contribution by brand for 2022, Honda contribute 37%, followed by Mitsubishi at 20%, Proton and Ford at 17%, MG at 7%, and Mazda at 2%. Please be noted that we just opened MG and Mazda showroom in fourth quarter of 2021, so there were like little contribution by MG and Mazda in year 2021. For IoT connectivity and mobility business, the contribution is less than 1%, and we have operation based only in Thailand. We have the expertise in smart location, which include location-based data and digital mapping, and we expand into smart mobility, smart factory, smart logistics, smart office, and smart farm analytics business. And the major revenue for 2022 came from smart location at 64%, followed by smart logistics at 27%, smart mobility 5%, smart farm 3%, and smart factory at 1%. And for financial information, what we did well in fourth quarter of year 2022, the top line growth in fourth quarter, our revenue increased by 34.7% from the previous year to 7.8 billion baht, which was higher than the industry growth of 9.7%. And our AV revenue also increased significantly, and we are still performing well. Our gross profit margin increased from 10% in fourth quarter of year 2021 to 13% in fourth quarter of 2022. And we did better than our target of range between 10 to 12%. And our core operating profit was at 785 million baht compared to 300 million baht in fourth quarter of previous year. And what could be improved? For chip shortages, the situation continues to improve. And for the COVID-19, the COVID-19 situation in Thailand was under control. However, in China, after relaxation of zero COVID policy, there was a rapid outbreak resulted in slight decrease in automotive part production in fourth quarter of 2022. However, the situation in China has returned to normal now. For fourth quarter of 2022 P&L snapshot, you can see that our sales was increased around 34.7% to 5.8 billion baht, and our fourth quarter 2022 was a record quarter for us. And for cost of sales, the cost of sales increased in accordance with the higher sales, and our gross profit margin improved from 10% to 13% due to the following reasons. First is higher volume, new model launch, new product launch, and new order from our overseas customers. And also the price adjustment of Portugal operations started to reflect it in third quarter of 2022 onward. And we also have the new brands and also the new model launch in our dealership portfolio. And for SG&A, our SG&A decreased by 7.4% from 439 million baht in fourth quarter of 2021 to 406 million baht in fourth quarter of 2022 due to the reimbursement of legal fee from Subsea Group following the court's decision in favor of the company under the English Commercial Court hearing. But if we add back this amount to SG&A expenses, the SG&A expenses would be around 463 million baht, which increased around 5.6%. And in terms of SG&A to total revenue, you could see that the percentage improved from 7.5% to 5.9% in fourth quarter of 2022. And for core operating profit, our core operating profit reached 785 million baht in fourth quarter of 2022, and the reason was from the increased volume and revenue of automotive part business. And for loss on foreign currency exchange rate was at 237 million baht in fourth quarter of 2022 compared to a loss on foreign currency exchange of 31. This was caused by the appreciation of Thai baht against US dollar, and this with the US dollar loan we gave to SDAH, and it was non-cash in nature. For the net profit to equity holders, it was about 411 million baht compared to the net profit of 128 million baht in the fourth quarter of 2021, and our net profit margin was 5.2% compared to 2.2%. And if we exclude the foreign currency exchange rate, our net profit was 648 million baht compared to 159 million baht in fourth quarter of 2021. And our core net profit margin improved to 8.2%. And our improvement in net profit was due to the following reasons. First, strong performance of automotive part business in Thailand, and our Portugal operation also performed well in fourth quarter of 2022 and returned from a big loss to profitable. And our dealership business in Thailand also improved in the performance. And our profit sharing from associates and joint ventures also increased from 71 million baht to 95 million baht in fourth quarter of 2022. And here is our performance by quarter. For fourth quarter 2022, increase for the full year 2022 increased 35.2%, and our revenue was higher than the industry growth. And for the gross profit for fourth quarter of year 2022 in terms of amount increased 74.7%, and the gross profit margin reached 13%. And for the full year, our gross profit in terms of amount also increased by 44.5%, and our gross profit margin slightly increased to 11.4%. And for EBIT and EBITDA margin for fourth quarter of 2022 were at 10% and 13.9% respectively. And EBIT and EBITDA margin for 2022 were at 8.1% and 12.2% respectively. And for our net profit margin in fourth quarter reached 5.2%, and net profit for the full year reached 6.4%. But if we exclude the gain and loss on foreign currency exchange, our core net profit margin reached 8.2% in fourth quarter of 2022 and reached 6.2% for the full year. And here is the overview of our OEM business performance. You can see that for fourth quarter of 2022, our OEM business increased 39.3% and reached 5.4 billion baht due to the higher volume from our major customers and new model launch, and also new product launch, which is axle, and also the new order from overseas customer and management efforts to diversify into more product range. And for year 2022, the sales increased around 33.7% to 20 billion baht. And for EBIT margin for fourth quarter of 2022 was at 7.8% compared to 3.6% in fourth quarter of 2021. And EBIT margin for 2022 was at 9% compared to 7.7% in year 2021. And here is our car dealership business. Our car dealership to 2.3 billion baht and increased 45.9% to the higher sales in dealership business both in Thailand and Malaysia. Dealership business contribute higher growth in year 2022 due to the opening of the Mazda and MG showroom since fourth quarter of 2021 and also the opening of Mitsubishi and Ford showroom in April and August year 2022. And Ford also launched the new model in third quarter of 2022 in Thailand and partially driven by the end of sales and service tax exemption in June 2022 in Malaysia. EBIT margin for fourth quarter 2022 was at 1.2% and the EBIT margin for the full year was at 1.1%. And for financial indicators, our return on equity and return on asset as of fourth quarter of 2022 were at 20.1% and 7.7%. And our interest coverage ratio was at 6.9 times, which was better than 4.3 times in fourth quarter 2021. And our interest-bearing debt to EBITDA ratio improved from 3.4 times to 2.2 times in fourth quarter 2022. And this ratio continuously improved due to the improvement in our profitability. And here is our interest-bearing debt as of 31st of December 2022. It was 7.5 billion baht. And our interest-bearing debt to equity and total liabilities to equity continues to improve to 0.8 times and 1.5 times in fourth quarter of 2022, and still within the financial covenants we have with financial institutions and also the debenture holders. Our long-term debt to EBITDA has improved steadily from 1.9 times to 1.1 times in fourth quarter of 2022. And with low long-term debt to EBITDA ratio, we will be able to raise additional funding in case the new business opportunities arise. And I will move to the strategy and direction. Our short-term strategy is to optimize our operations to challenging situation by emphasizing efficiency and improvement, and also capturing opportunities that may arise by capturing our financial strength and continue to focus on increasing our agility and adaptability in uncertainty circumstance. And for medium to long-term strategy, we aim to be a global player by further capitalizing on extensive international presence and leveraging on strong relationship with OEM clients globally and long-term reputation of AAPICO Group as a trusted partner. You can see that we have the strong production base in Thailand, Malaysia, China, Portugal, and production base to our associates company in India. And we are still looking for a strong growth opportunities in USA and also Japan, which is one of our major customers. And here is our customers. For the average year of a passenger car is around 5 years, but if it's a pickup truck, which is our main customers, the average year is around 10 to 12 years. And normally there is only one supplier for each component part. So it will be a guarantee that we will continue to receive the orders from our customers for that car model. And here is the sample of model life cycle for a pickup truck. it can be seen that we receive orders from customers continuously for 3 consecutive cycles. It shows the volume in the past, present, and future. And normally, we receive the order over the life cycle of a particular car model, which is usually around 10 years, and we have the certain committed volume with our customers. And for the fluctuations in the major raw material price, such as steel, we can mostly pass to our customers. And for our company strategy, we are not just looking for an opportunity in Thailand, but we are also looking for the growth opportunities in global market. We could see that for Thailand car production, the volume is only around 2% of global production volume. So we have a lot of opportunity in global market. And from the right graph, you can see that the global car production will be over 90 million units in 2025. And here is the key milestone we will focus on the year 2022. We received a 5-star of corporate governance rating, and we also received a sustainability award for 3 consecutive years. And we also established joint ventures named AAPICO, which produce exhaust system. And we also opened a new Mitsubishi and Ford showroom in Thailand, and opened 1 new Proton showroom in Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia in October. And the next session is electric vehicle. From the Goldman Sachs data, you could see that global EV sales increased from 2 million units or 2% in 2022 and around 8% in 2022. And EV sales contribution will increase to 61% from the global car sales or 73 million units in 2040. And the right graph shows the growth rate in terms of the percentage of the EV sales each year. And in 2021, the growth of EV sales was 124% and 49% in 2022 and 34% in 2023. And the growth rate tends to decrease each year. And for the impact from the EV, there is no significant impact to our business for short term and long term due to the following reasons. It was because most of our metal forming part, plastic parts, and forging parts will be carried into EV. But of course, we have a strategy to produce parts for EV as well. There is some disruption, but it's minimized in our case due to our diversity of the products. The engine part, we produce engine parts of around 5% of our total revenue. And from the picture on the left-hand side is the frame for the EV pickup truck. And the picture on the right-hand side is the axle for the EV. And here is the parts we manufacture for EV and HEV. Here is the current EV part we produce in Thailand. For example, we produce a hub shop for Jaguar I-Pace, hub axle for Form 1, hub axle for My Mobility, and truss panel, battery shield, and body panel for VinFast. And here is the HEV part we produce in Thailand, and we produce all this part for Honda HR-V, Toyota Camry Hybrid, Nissan Kick, Toyota Hilux Revo, and Mitsubishi Xpander. And also we produce some HEV part for Great Wall Motors. And this is the EV parts we produce by our subsidiary in Portugal. And here is the HEV parts our subsidiaries in Portugal produce. Okay, and in summary, year 2022 was a record year for us, the highest revenue and net profit since we started the operation. The revenue and profit continuously increased from year to year and reached 28 billion baht in 2022 and 1.8 billion baht respectively. You could see that our revenue increased by 25% in year 2022. And as of 31st of December 2022, our market capital has exceeded 10 billion baht. And the EV revenue in year 2023 is expected to grow by 100% compared to the global EV sales, which is expected to increase by 34%. And the car production forecast for 2023 is expected to grow 3.7% for Thailand and 4.8% for Europe and 3% for China. And for the outlook of year 2023, we expect our revenue to increase by 10 to 15% and gross profit margin targeted to be in range between 10 to 12%. And our net profit margin is targeted to be more than year 2022. Okay, thank you everyone to join our roadshow today. On behalf of AAPICO HITECH Public Company Limited, would like to thank all of you to join our event today.
Thank you ครับ Thank you ครับ
The sessions have come to an end. So on behalf of the Stock Exchange of Thailand, I would like to thank you investors and corporate for joining the conference. We look forward to welcome you all again in the next quarter. Thank you very much. ขอบคุณนะคะ
ครับขอบคุณมากครับ